Hi, Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch Mike on Mike on YouTube.
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Mr. Micro Mike, and today I'm going to talk about the Detroit Lions cuts so far to the 53. With that said, before I get into the video, make sure you subscribe if you ain't done so. Hit that bell for all my notifications and leave me a comment. Also, today, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, be on Luke G's Field Reviews channel, where we're going to do a live show about the team going to 53. It's a don't miss. Make sure you guys stop in and enjoy it. Now let's get straight to the video. So, the Lions already made some cuts, and I'm going to talk about my feelings about it, as well as, you know, what does this mean, in a sense, just really quick. So, obviously, this is something that we've been talking about throughout the offseason when it comes to Detroit Sports Alliance and the subscribers, you as well, is the Lions have built such a great depth when it comes to this roster that players that we like, players that we've seen throughout the years, there's a good chance they're going to be cut. Players we like that were rookies or people we thought that can contribute this year, we knew some of those folks were going to get cut. Because, again, the depth on this team is very, very good. And I'm very happy that Bob Quinn has made such a good depth chart that we are going to lose players that we like. And that's a good thing. Even though it's players we like, but that means our roster is that much better at depth. And that's always a good thing. So, the Lions have made some cuts already. Safety Andrew Adams was cut. That was a individual I thought that has a chance to be on the practice squad for sure. We have so much depth at the secondary position that it seemed like it was inevitable that was going to happen. But again, I think he is definitely a practice squatter, so watch for that. Cornerback Teez Tabor was cut, a guy who we drafted in the second round. We didn't know if he was going to make the team. In my opinion, it was between him and Mike Ford. And to me, so far, it looks like Mike Ford has won that position because Teez Tabor is cut. But doesn't mean that it's going to be like that the whole way because Bob Quinn is making moves. We traded for the Cleveland Browns quarterback for a swap 7th round pick. So, and I'm very happy about that. Look, I wanted to get a quarterback that was young. He's a young quarterback. We got him over there. He played us just the other night. And obviously Bob Quinn thought that he's something special, something that we can develop through the next couple of years. And it's interesting because I still don't believe we're going to have 3 quarterbacks. And so when it comes to him, I think that he'll end up going to the practice squad. I know that sounds crazy. That sounds absolutely crazy. But here's my thinking, folks, is we traded for the guys. We swapped 7th rounders. So basically, it was somewhat free. I mean, swapping 7th rounders is nothing. And in my opinion, they're going to sit down and talk with him and be like, hey, here's the deal. We traded for you. We like you. But we're going to keep 2 quarterbacks on the roster. And we want you to stay with the team. We're going to throw you in the practice squad, and so you can develop. The next year, you can back up a franchise quarterback the next couple of years. So, if he likes that deal, then we can throw him on the practice squad, even though he has the ability to get picked off by other teams. But again, look, he's a young quarterback, and it's something that we can turn around again, something that we can turn around and develop. And we shall see. It's hard for me to believe that they go 3 quarterbacks on this roster. It's just really hard for me to believe. And in my opinion, I don't think he's going to be the backup this year to Matthew Stafford. So that's the only thing I could possibly think of. But we'll see. I may be completely wrong, but we shall see about that. A guard, Andrew was let go. No big deal there. Another cornerback, Charcher, was let go. Jordan Lasley, that's cut as well. Yeah, it's so far not big shockers. Eric Lee, defensive end, not a big deal. Tommy Lee Lewis, again, not a namer. And this guy I got crushed on because I had him being cut by the Lions when I did my offensive line predictions. It was Pope. Man, I got crucified about that, saying that I didn't think the Lions were going to keep Pope, and he was cut. So it's something that I kind of foreseen. Look, I think Bo Benchois has solidified that spot, and Pope, to me, he wasn't going to be a tackle this year. They have some tackle issues. And you want to know what, man? I don't think they're done on the offensive line. I think there's definitely players that we're going to poach off other teams. I think, again, these last couple of players that make the 53, they don't have to have their position completely solidified. They need to still keep an eye out for the fact that, again, look, just because they made it doesn't mean they're safe throughout the whole year, because look, the Bob Quinn's going to be looking for other individuals that get released from teams, and there is a really good chance that he picks an offensive lineman up for sure. Jamar Summers let go, cornerback. Luke Balanca, offensive line, let go. James Williams let go. The other punt returner, I think his name is Santos, let go. P.J. Johnson was just let go as well. And now this is something that we talked about. Look, there's so much quality on the defensive line when it comes to Mike Daniels, Trey Flowers, Snacks Harrison, that even though I really like P.J. Johnson, I totally believe he was going to get cut. But again, he is a practice squad candidate. I expect him to be on the practice squad unless another team picks him up. And I really don't think that's going to be the case. I think he is definitely going to stay in our practice squad. And that's perfectly fine, man. We got a seventh rounder we can develop. And potentially if he gets better and better, he can be on the team in the next couple of years on the 53. But right now, practice squad's good as well. Is very good as well. Look, you're getting these guys. They're on the team and they're getting paid a lot less, but they're there to develop and work on their skills because they're not ready for the 53, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. So far I'm happy with what the cuts are going on. There's not a huge surprise to me. I think, again, the quarterback trade was probably the biggest surprise, but at the same time, I'm happy that they got a young guy. Look, we need to get a young guy to develop and for something down the road. It doesn't mean he has to be our backup right now, but if he has the ability to develop a young guy, that's always a good thing, man. It's always a good thing. So obviously Bob Quinn saw some in him that he feels like he has the ability to learn and get better. So far so good. But again, make sure 4 p.m. Eastern time tonight, Luke G's Field Review. The Detroit Sports Alliance is going to be breaking all the news with all the rest of the players that get cut, as well as giving your thoughts, what moves potentially could be made. It's going to be a don't miss show, and we're getting ready for week 1, folks. Also, if you ain't seen my hype video about the Detroit Lions versus Arizona Cardinals, you're missing out for sure. Make sure you look at that, because, look, regular season's right around the corner, folks. We are going to be playing the Arizona Cardinals in a week, and I can't wait, just like you all can't wait, because it is time for the Lions to shine and take the NFC North by storm. With that said, folks, adios.